This is going to be part 2 of my 3-part Care for Green Tree Frogs series, and part 2 is going to be about feeding and maintenance. Now you're going to want to feed your tree frogs, your green tree frogs, mainly crickets, and fruit flies are also a pretty good option, but I know not every pet store has them. Now mealworms, you don't want to feed them to your green tree frogs often. Once in a while as a treat is fine, because mealworms and superworms, they have lots of fat, so it's not very healthy to be feeding your green tree frogs them all the time. Now you're going to want to dust the insects with brands like Reptilife or any other brand which adds calcium and multivitamins to the insects, because most of them are farm raised, which means they don't have lots of nutrients in them like they would have in the wild. So that just adds nutrients, and depending on the brand, like this is Reptilife, you only need to dust the insects twice a week. And you're also going to want to feed crickets something like Fucker's Cricket Quencher, which adds even more calcium to the crickets, and it also keeps them alive longer in captivity, because crickets, as if you own any reptiles or amphibians, you know that they die out pretty fast. And for juvenile tree frogs, you're probably going to want to feed them as much as they'll eat in one sitting. And for adult, and you're going to want to do that every day. And for adult green tree frogs, you're going to want to feed them anywhere from 4 to 6 crickets every other day, so not as much when they're older. And for maintenance, you're going to want to empty the water dish every day and pick up poop every day. And you might get some algae growth if you're using UVB bulb in the water dish, and that's just simple. You just rinse it out. Do not use soap though when rinsing them out, because as I said before, their skin is sensitive. You're going to want to wash the walls of the tank once a week, and you're going to want to clear out bedding probably every 2 weeks. You don't need to do that every week. Yeah, I think that pretty much concludes what I wanted to say. Stay tuned for part 3.